Welcome to the Context Machine, episode number 727. I'm Bryan and Jeff, and I do not carry a grudge, and I am not stubborn. I just
727 is an airplane model. That's all I have.
Yeah, 721, and I just said four things. Two of them were true.
So it's actually really, yes, like you just said, it's episode 721.
Yes.
And, but, you know, in 6 episodes, I can say the thing about an airplane again. So, you know, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah. Hey, you know, we have a website, everyone. And that website is contextmachine.io. And wait, don't, I'm not done yet, because I have a surprise announcement for everyone that even you didn't know before now. Everyone, if you want to get to our merch even easier, contextmachine.io/merch. There
awesome.
You go. Yeah.
Boy.
Bless you.
Yes. You can also use contextmachine.io to reach out to us. You can find us on Threads at Context Machine Podcast and on Blue Sky at contextmachine.bsky.social.
Awesome. And speaking of awesome, our sponsor today is MacPaw.
That's fantastic. Love MacPaw. We're going to tell you more about them later in the show.
But first, we're going to tell you, everyone go check out the newsletter that we have. I love the layout. Bryan, well done. And I love that we have content that relates to our show and the things that all of you, our dear viewers and listeners, like. But it's not the same stuff exactly that's in the show. So it's like you get bonus from us, not a rehash. So go sign up for the newsletter, everyone.
Yeah, please do. And while we're at it, you can find us on YouTube. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We would love to follow us on YouTube. We've got the links to that in the show notes. And we've got a lot to cover today, Jeff.
Boy, howdy.
Let's start with the OpenAI suit. And I should say Apple's suit against OpenAI.
Yeah, this is the one where Apple is suing OpenAI because they are claiming that that after hiring 400 some odd employees from Apple, they're now stealing Apple's trade secrets.
Well, yeah, more specifically, they were stealing Apple's stuff all along, according to Apple. Apparently, employees going to OpenAI to interview from Apple were encouraged to bring materials and, in some cases, hardware products that they were working on with them to that interview. Which if that's true, I can't imagine the people dumb enough to do that, and I can't imagine OpenAI being cocky enough, thinking that they can get away with this. It's just that Apple's got more money than OpenAI and better lawyers.
Yep. And
so if these allegations are true, if Apple's allegations are true, the breadth of stupidity and what's the word?
Hubris.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was searching for. The depths of stupidity and hubris both are pretty stunning.
Yeah. Putting some WTF frosting on that hubris cake. I did see a thing a couple days ago about something about the OpenAI people. In addition to saying, hey, bring this stuff along, they also said, and we'll show you how to get away with it. I don't know if that's actually true. Well, that will come out in court if it's true.
Yeah, it'll come out in court.
As they say, holy forking shirt balls.
Yeah, it's pretty stunning. And we've talked about the AI bubble. The AI bubble in terms of the stock market and the economy. But OpenAI's portion of that bubble is going to become noticeably thinner, to stretch the analogy, if this lawsuit ends up having any meat to it.
Yeah. I'm going to make popcorn to watch this one.
Right. And yeah, it's interesting. So anyway, that's happening, and we couldn't wish it on any finer participants or something.
Yeah, it's going to be a freaking soap opera.
Right. Yes, it will. So we also have news out of the last week that Apple's expanding its robotics team.
Now, this news came about while I was at Macstock, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say, "Oh, that's really interesting, tell me more," I'm not playing straight man and doing a setup. That's actually really interesting. Tell me more.
Well, so this is according to a Seeking Alpha article covering this. Jeremy Fischel, a senior principal research engineer at Apple, is posted on LinkedIn. Basically, he's posting on LinkedIn that he's looking for some more people to do robotics at Apple. And the quote that they included that his post on LinkedIn had was that he's looking for people to work on, quote, some of the most difficult but high impact challenges in robotics. So it seems like Apple is, so we know that Apple is working on its sort of countertop companion device.
Right.
Oh, we talked about that
to
months
that
ago.
And tying it back to OpenAI. There's rumors floating around that OpenAI is working on something similar, and
I'm sure several companies probably are.
Yeah. So, and I believe that's probably why Apple has, as part of their lawsuit, they want an injunction blocking OpenAI from making hardware devices.
I missed that. You're saying that Apple is looking for a blanket injunction against OpenAI, keeping them from making hardware devices?
Yep. I saw that this morning. Yep.
Wow. That would be, so we're obviously jumping back to our first topic here.
Squirrel.
That would be remarkable. And, this would affect Johnny Ive. Johnny Ive sold his AI hardware company to OpenAI for billions.
Mm-hmm.
And this would put the kibosh on all that.
It certainly would.
And, I wonder what Johnny Ive makes of this. I mean, did he leave Apple with, maybe some ill will towards Tim Cook? Maybe. I doubt it too. But if OpenAI was doing this, Johnny Ive should be pissed off.
And he may very well be.
Yeah, we haven't heard from him.
My guess is that we won't either, because that would not work well, presumably, for OpenAI's case. Yeah,
and that would be, if Apple's able to get that injunction, that would be a significant blow to OpenAI. Couldn't happen to a better company. By the way, we should also mention that Apple was seemingly on track to pick OpenAI as its partner in AI. And 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, that got derailed, and Apple ended up picking Google's Gemini.
Yeah.
And my guess, and this is strictly an educated guess, that I am confident is correct because
because you're Bryan.
Yeah, because I'm Bryan. Is that the incidents that led to this lawsuit are related to the incidents that sent Apple looking for a different partner?
I think you're right, but I think there's a little bit more to that as well. And I think that ultimately OpenAI was not able to live up to the promises that they made to Apple. And Google was able to come in and say, here's what we can do for you. And Apple's said, here's what we want. And they're like, actually, yeah, we can make that happen too.
Well,
And then they did.
Fair enough.
And OpenAI never could or wasn't able to at the time. So I think it was a two-pronged thing. The whole, all that other stuff that's led to the lawsuit, and then they couldn't deliver.
So do you think Apple would have stuck with OpenAI as their partner under these circumstances? With the circumstances leading to the lawsuit?
I don't know. See, we don't know enough of the details for me to be able to confidently say, oh, sure, Apple would have found a way to work it out. I mean, it could be that Apple had enough information where they're like, it doesn't matter if you can give us what we want. You screwed this up, and now you're going to pay.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. I would even say that there's probably no way that Apple would have continued working with OpenAI unless they had an agreement behind the scenes for OpenAI to stop this and either exit the hardware business or consider Apple its hardware partner.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, right back to the robotics team. Basically, the Jeremy Fishel is the senior principal research engineer at Apple, and he posted to LinkedIn that he's looking for more people to work on robotics stuff. And this to me sounds like it's bigger than Apple's countertop companion device.
Yeah, I think so. I have a hypothesis here.
Okay.
And my hypothesis is that they want their own robotics team designing more than consumer-facing products. They want to be designing all of the automation equipment for their production facilities.
That's probably the case. But in terms of Apple's bottom line, having consumer, including company facing products, is the thing that matters.
Yeah, I mean, yes, you need to be able to sell product. And so you need the people that can design the product. But you can also significantly improve your bottom line if you have an automated system that can produce equipment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without needing to swap out people or pay for food.
Absolutely, that's absolutely the case. But so another thing that you and I have talked about for years is Apple's penchant for controlling as much of its processes as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Apple controlling the robots that are making its stuff would greatly improve that supply chain for Apple.
Especially if you wanted to be doing more manufacturing in the United States, where we do not have the infrastructure to make iPhones on the scale that
we don't have
are actually being made right now.
We don't have the infrastructure or the culture,
right?
Including not having company towns, because
it's like you took the words right out of my mouth.
Because we got rid of company towns, about 120 years ago.
You're right.
But my original point was that I feel like this is more than just this countertop robot from the standpoint of Apple making more complicated robots.
Oh, I agree.
For us to buy.
Yeah. I'm wondering if Apple is flipping their modus operandi for products, new products. So what they have historically done is release the product And then when they saturate whatever their metric for saturating a market is for that specific product, then they release the next price point down. Saturate, next price point down. And I mean, the really great example of that is looking at the iPod. What if they're doing it the other way this time, where they're going to give us the robotic thing, and then later on we get the next step up, and then the next step up, and then eventually we have something that's like a pet or a companion, if you will, that can follow you around your house.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So that's happening. Why don't you tell us about MacPaw?
Oh, I would love to. And no secret, we are all MacPaw fans. Bryan and I both. Absolutely. 100%. And what I want to talk about is Clean My Mac and the amazing experience I had at MacStock with Clean My Mac. There was an evening event where several of us were asked to help with support groups in a like a big community setting, like everyone at MacStock could show up. And so I'm helping someone who is trying to figure out why they can't get their MacBook Pro to install whatever the latest software update was that they wanted to install, the operating system updates. There just wasn't enough hard drive space. And so they're like, I don't know where to look. And I said, well, there's several places we could look, and we can go and check here and check here. And then I said, but it would be a lot easier if we just download and install Clean My Mac and let it run its report, and let's find those places. And so downloaded, let it run its report. And immediately we're like, okay, look at all these duplicate downloads you have. Look at all of these old cache files that are just wasting space. And it was just down the line, and it was fantastic. And then we're able to say, yep, get rid of that, and that, clear off the space. And then they were able to install their operating system updates. And trying to do all of that as someone who doesn't know where to go and look and find those things, and to know whether or not it's okay to delete them, this was super cool. So that's a real world example of how amazing Clean My Mac can be for you. So everyone, what you need to do is go and get Clean My Mac if you don't have it already. And then you can get tidy today, and you can try 7 days for free. And you need to use our code Context Machine, all uppercase letters, so that you can get 20% off Clean My Mac.
Nice.
So to do that, go to their website, and it's CLNMY, so cleanmy.com/context machine, and get Clean My Mac. And then tell us about your amazing success story too. So thank you, Clean My Mac.
Yeah, thank you, Clean My Mac. Thank you, MacPaw. We appreciate that. And now we have the next most important topic for today, and that's where you're going to apologize to me about AirPods Pro.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is blame my audiologist for strong-arming me into buying AirPods Pro 3. And so here's the deal. And this ties back to MacStock as well. It was a very, very action-packed event. So, I did my audiology thing earlier this year. I believe this was a topic we've discussed on the show. Turns out that I've lost more of my higher frequency hearing than you would expect for my age, and so that means that I've got that constant tinnitus thing going on, and the high pitched tone I'm hearing all the time, and then. When I get into larger groups, or there's lots of like extra background noise, it's now very difficult for me to pick out conversations. My audiologist said, "You are not a hearing aid patient
candidate."
Or candidate. Thank you. I'm not a hearing aid candidate. That could change later on. Probably will change. And what she told me was, just go get AirPods Pro 3. Like seriously, that's what the audiologist said. She's like, go get AirPods Pro 3 and just use those for the situations where you need it. And that's going to do what you need. So at Max Stock, it became very obvious to me that that the hearing loss that I've experienced was really making it difficult for me in to be able to communicate.
So I think these were in crowded situations, maybe a large room, maybe lots of people, and
or like a bunch of us go out to dinner. Yes, exactly. Right. Lots of background noise, lots of people talking. The sound level gets louder, and people are talking, and I can hear that they are talking, but I cannot pick out what they are saying. And so I'm doing the thing where you hold your hand up to your ear, trying to just focus on the one conversation, asking people to repeat something, sometimes 2 or 3 times, or they'd say something and I'd respond and they'd look at me like I slapped them with a fish. And then I realized, I think I didn't hear what you said and my brain misinterpreted it. Tell it to me again. And so by the time the conference was over, it's like, yeah, I get it. I need to go ahead and spring for the AirPods Pro 3, even though I had said I'll never buy AirPods Pro or any AirPods after my horrible customer service experience with the original AirPods.
Yeah, you AirPods also Pro. Do not carry a grudge and are not stubborn.
No,
just like me. It's just your lack of carrying a grudge expresses itself differently than mine.
Yeah. Well,
anyway, whatever.
Different
the point is, I was right. You got AirPods Pro, and I accept your apology.
Well, how about if I turn it into a PSA?
Okay.
Hey, everyone, if you're thinking about getting AirPods Pro 3 and you're listening to this before July 24th, 2026, go to Costco, because that's what I did after I got back home. $199 for AirPods Pro 3, and that includes 2 years of AppleCare.
Wow. That's a good deal. And to be fair, it's probably because something new is going to be released in the space by Apple in September.
Yeah,
or announced at least.
Could be, but Costco, they swing deals on stuff all the time.
Yeah, that's true. I just
you can buy a brand new Neo, MacBook Neo, for less than what it costs to go into an Apple store. If you go into Costco,
right?
So anyhow, but yeah, we're very likely getting AirPods Pro for this fall.
Yeah,
but nonetheless,
probably.
For $200, I got the 3 and went ahead
2 years.
and
2 years
got the AppleCare with it and did the whole setup thing to be able to use them as hearing aids. And so I'm set. And I will report back later to let you know how effective they are. But my audiologist said, yeah, get these. You'll be happy.
Speaking of hearing, are you hearing Ichabod barking?
Yeah, I am, but that's okay, because what that means is that Ichabod, who has better hearing than me, is so excited that I'm going to be able to participate in conversations the way I used to.
Yeah. So first of all, I am very all smart assery aside, I am very sorry that you were experiencing those hearing issues at Maxlock. However, I am very glad and proud of you for recognizing it and doing something about it. That's an important step. And have you been able to test these out in a noisy environment?
Not yet, but that will happen later today. So,
cool.
Yeah. So today is July 15th?
Yes.
I picked these up yesterday, which is the 14th. I got home on Monday, the 13th in the evening. And when I got up yesterday morning, I just went right over to Costco and bought these.
Awesome. All right, that's good. I'm very glad that you were able to do that, and that. So I love my AirPods Pro. I have 2, I think, AirPods Pro 2, and I'm glad that you are back in the AirPods Pro family.
Well, I hadn't left the AirPods Pro family because I had ended up. Actually, what I did was when Dave Ginsburg upgraded to AirPods Pro 2, I bought his original AirPods Pro off of him, which was the least painful way to have AirPods.
Yeah,
because I wasn't paying full price, and then I've just been using those until now. So I guess now in a drawer I have defective OG AirPods Pro, the AirPods Pro that I've been using, and now I have AirPods Pro 3.
Right. All right. Congratulations. That's fantastic. And I hope that your experience today goes better. And
we will do a follow-up on this.
Hearing is important. Speaking of AppleCare Plus, Bloomberg reported that this is via a Seeking Alpha article. We'll have the link to the Bloomberg article in the show notes, but you'll need a subscription to read it. So we'll also have the Seeking Alpha copycat article. Apple has raised prices on AppleCare Plus for Macs and iPads. It's 50 cents per month or $5 per year, and it only applies to new purchases.
Okay.
So if you have AppleCare Plus on your devices now, your price is not increasing.
Okay.
At least for now.
I assume this relates to component costs increasing.
I am sure that that's the case. Yes. I don't know that that's the case, but I'm confident that that's the case.
Yeah. Well, great. There you go. Everyone, now you get to pay a little bit more.
Yes, congratulations, everyone. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we have Apple announced some new Maps rules for ads. So Apple announced new ad rules for Apple Maps.
Ah, good thing you edited that.
Yes. You want me to tell you about it? Or you want to tell us
why
about
not? No, you tell us about it because you will tell it with more enthusiasm than I will.
Maybe. Yeah. That's actually probably true. So basically, Apple released an updated set of rules relating to ads that businesses can purchase okay. Apple.
Do you want me to try that sentence for you?
No, I got it.
Okay, I believe in you. Go, Bryan. Bryan. Give us a sentence.
Apple Maps will be launching ads later this summer. So I'm assuming in the next couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And they have updated their rules relating to that launch. They have just updated those rules. So this is basically ads for businesses to be able to purchase ads that will show up in some kind of sponsored results slot in your Apple Maps searches. And so what they did is they will not allow ads promoting home services such as plumbing, electricals, locksmith, HVAC, pest control, roofing, or general contracting services. I cannot imagine why they have made that decision to not allow those ads.
I agree. That seems like a weird choice.
And it seems like something that would be a lucrative segment.
Yes.
There are bunches and bunches of companies competing in sometimes hyperlocal markets all across the U.S. at the very least, and probably all across most of the world.
Yeah, it's a very competitive space in Google Maps. Right.
So anyway, they're not going to allow those ads. I don't know why. So they will also not be allowing ads for bail bondsmen and cryptocurrency ATMs. I get that.
The bail bondsman one, that seems a weird exclusion.
Yeah, it seems a specific exclusion. I don't know why. they would do
Maybe
that.
they don't want Sam Altman being able to find someone to bail him out of jail.
Maybe that could be it. And ads that promote or reference medical services will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. I don't know what that'll end up looking like, or I don't know what that process will be for companies interested in buying those kinds of ads. And then there are additional categories that will not be able to advertise on Apple Maps include ads for intoxicating substances. So liquor, cannabis.
So okay, in a place like Colorado, and now Illinois, there's also Oregon, a bunch of states.
There are many places.
Yeah. You show up in a new town and you want to find your local dispensary, and now you can't.
Yeah. So they're also prohibiting ads for defamatory or profane content. Don't know what that will actually look like. Discriminatory content, criminal conduct, political ads. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. Weapons, pornography, unproven health products, or ads that promote violence. And lastly, there are specific rules regarding ads for religion, contests, dating, dietary supplements, financial services, gambling, and alcohol. But we've already mentioned alcohol. Oh, and my favorite, this is me being mostly pedantic. All ad content must be grammatically correct.
That's fantastic.
I love that. Must be grammatically correct. Although, so Apple couldn't advertise Think Different?
No, because they wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. I have a feeling that Apple would give itself a
case-by-case exception.
Yeah. But that's pretty funny. So anyway, yep, the ads are coming. I'm actually happy to have these ads in Apple Maps.
I'm indifferent to them, because I don't think it's going to be an intrusive thing in Apple Maps, but also I don't think they're actually going to, in the end, amount to that much for people.
Why?
Because generally speaking, and I know that in our tight Apple echo chamber, this can be a different thing. Generally speaking, if you are going to a Maps app to find whatever type of business, you're going to go to Google Maps, because that's where the companies are actually making sure they have a listing. And Apple Maps, I mean, yes, there's stuff there, but companies aren't as proactive in making sure that their information is up to date and accurate there, if it's there at all. So, people looking for whatever it is that they want in Apple Maps and looking to ads, I don't think that's actually going to be that big of a business.
All right. So I don't use Google Maps for anything. First of all, I don't want Google knowing. I don't think Google needs to know what I'm looking for.
Sure. That's fair.
But also I've personally never experienced any difficulties finding a business in Apple Maps. When you mentioned this before we started recording, I was very surprised to hear you say this.
What I found, okay, here's my experience. I can search for a type of business in Apple Maps, and I will find a few. If I search in Google Maps, I will find a lot. And then I have the selection that I need to be able to go and find the business that I want, which in many cases actually wasn't in Apple Maps. But then once I've got it, then I can search for the specific business in Apple Maps, or just put the address in and find the location. So for finding a location, Google and Google Maps, I think, is superior. For actually getting there, Apple Maps wins hands down.
Interesting. So I should say it's not that I said I was happy about ads coming to Apple Maps. It's not that I'm happy about it, but I don't mind it because I do feel like there are some companies that might surface for me that I would not have otherwise noticed.
Yeah, that's fair.
When I was looking, and that's just from a standpoint of like literally just not noticing something in the results for whatever reason. And so I feel like it's possible that more stuff will be surfaced for my personal observation, but I don't know. It could end up being, just another case of freaking ads being a thing. And that would not be great.
That would not be great. I agree.
Right. Yeah. All right. So that's our busy week.
Wow, we cranked through a lot of stuff.
We did crank through a lot of stuff. Should I hit that button?
You really should hit that button.
All right, let's do it. Folks, that is this week's Context Machine. If you have anything to comment on, add, or question, write us at podcast@contextmachine.io. Our bandwidth is provided by CacheFly. The bass is by Dr. Boom, recorded just for us.
Which is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also awesome. Our sponsor this week is Clean My Mac from MacPaw. Everyone go to their website, clnmy.com/contextmachine and download your copy today. 7 days free, you get 20% off. Totally worth it. Thank you. Clean My Mac.
Definitely do that. And make sure to leave us a review. Wherever you're watching or listening to this, leave us a review. And thanks very much.